Every year, Iran spends hundreds of millions of dollars on its proxy militias, funding, developing, producing, and distributing weapons to its proxies. The funding and the weaponry are then being used exclusively for terror. Iran spends hundreds of millions of dollars a year for terror use.
All right, hello everyone, shalom everybody. I hope my voice is coming good and clear from your side. This is just an intro for what Iran doing. It's just a simple way to explain, I mean, it's not an explain, it's a summary of what the Iranian they do. Now, I don't see too many people online. I hope soon you guys invite your friends. And as you see, I post a video about the bag of the wife of Sinwar. It have tens of thousands of views in one day, but when we talk, nobody listen. It look like a woman bag is more powerful than what we say. For sure, like, a woman bag is so attractive to many to view. It's very important, yeah. And the sexy wife of Sinwar, the title alone is enough to bring a lot of viewers. But what we say is not useful, maybe. Anyway, we do what we need to do, and the rest is yours. What we will talk about today is what we should not do with Iran. You see, most of people, they think about this war as, it's a war today, tomorrow will stop, and next month will be better. And this is a war for eternity. Only foolish people think that this war one day will end. It doesn't matter how many agreements Israel will sign with those Muslims. Like now, Israel, they have an agreement with Jordan, agreement with Egypt, agreement with Bahrain, Emirat. But all those agreements are a piece of paper, and they have no value in reality. A new president come, a new king come, we rip the paper, and the same what Mohammed did. In chapter 9, verse number 1, in the Quran it says, Bara'a. What Bara'a mean? I wash my hands from all agreement. And the Quran confirm that Muslims shall not cry for peace as long they have the upper hand. But you can cry for peace because you don't have the upper hand. Simple. So all the agreement the Muslims they have today, it's just because they don't have the upper hand. As soon they get the upper hand, they will do their best to destroy the enemies, which is not Israel only, by the way. Israel is just, for them, it's just a rock in the way. For them, the enemy is anyone who don't believe in Islam must die. Now, I know there is some hippies there. They say it's not true. Those are the radical Muslims. That is your stupidity, because there is nothing called radical Christian, radical Muslim, a radical communist. Either you are a communist or not. Either you are a Muslim or not. Either you are Christian or not. A radical Christian is a monk, preaching the gospel, not killing people. So what do you mean by radical Muslims? Was Muhammad a radical Muslim? Muhammad, he says, I was victorious by terror. In the chapter of Muhammad, it says it, the story all, chapter 47, verse number 35. So don't waver and call for peace while you have the upper hand. Allah is with you, and He will not waste your effort. Now, translation is not too much accurate because the Arabic is more ugly than what the English is saying. However, you get the point. So why the Muslim didn't they sign an agreement with Israel? Soon, just wait. In fact, Hezbollah now is desperate to sign an agreement with Israel. Agreement for ceasefire, which is like the supposedly temporarily peace. But that will be a piece of garbage if you do accept to do that. Because a few years again, they will repeat the same garbage and then, finish it for good. That's it. Either you or them. It's like, there is a woman, she is dating two men. And those two men, they hate each other because of this woman. And both of them, they will never let the other person have her. So what is the end of this? One of them will have her only, not two. So the land, in this case, is the women. And this woman, which is the land, one, he deserved to have her because he is the legal husband. And the other one is a rapist. And that is Islam. Islam is a religion of rapism, if we can use that word. I don't know if it's correct. They want to rape any land. All the land you see in the front of your eyes is raped. This is not their land. There's no Arab in Jordan. There's no Arab in Syria. There's no Arab in Iraq. There's no Arab in Egypt. There's no Arab in Tunisia. There's no Arab in Morocco. There is no Arab. And the funny is, the Muslims, they speak about colonies. They say Israel is a colony, when Islam is the biggest colony in the world. Like since when this land is called Turkey? Who changed the name for it? And you will see Erdogan speaking about fighting occupation, but all his land is an occupation. All his land. Those they call themselves Turkish, they own 0% of this land. They are not even from there. So when we go and we check the news, everyone he wants from Israel what he wants, because everybody have his agenda. So the American, they want Israel not to hit Gaza, too much, because humanitarian, what humanitarian? It's a war. You see here the hypocrisy and the filth of the world. The American, they did not hesitate to use nukes. And they will not hesitate to use nukes again if somebody threatened their land. But as long you are threatening Israel, so what? You have to be humanitarian. You see, humanitarian work only as long they are not the one getting hurt. But imagine if Washington, D.C. getting rocket and drones every day. What the American will do? Trust me, they will nuke. They will not let it go. So the Israeli should not listen to anybody and should not be intimidated by anybody. What is important is victory. And victory cannot be done by those who speak of humanitarian. It's a war. You know what war means? Obviously, until now, we have people, they have a brain of a child. I bet you they don't even know what war means. War means a human kill a human. It's not a war game in the screen. It is real bloodshed. It is real killing. So those dummies who want to school Israel about what to do and what not to do, simply because they are not affected with this war, and it doesn't matter what happened to you. I just saw here in the news, Gallant, he is the Minister of Defense in Israel, he said, after we strike in Iran, the world will understand all of our training. That's what I like to hear. But are they going to be up to what they say? Because guess what? In Israel, there's a lot of people, they are trying to compromise, thinking that compromising can solve the problem. You are just extending the problem. You have to fix it once for all. That's it. You know that those people are waiting for the time so they can nuke you. Every child, when they go into the school in Iran, not because the children, they hate Israel, but this is what they teach them. Children are children's. You teach them Mickey Mouse song, they sing Mickey Mouse song. You teach them death to America, death to Israel, they sing death to America, death to Israel. So this is a whole nation under the control of a regime screaming every day for your destruction and destruction of America. So are you waiting until them can do it? Right now they don't have what they dream to have as we think, but we never know. And they are screaming death to Israel, death to America. So what they will do when they have it? And actually already they send hundreds of missiles on you. So if the Israeli are going to hit, you know, like a little oil place here, or this will be stupid. This is really dummy. In fact, that will extend and will fuel the regime. You see, like when you injured a wolf, and the injury is little scratch, you know, he will be so angry. He want to bite you. But if you cut his arms, he's so angry, but he don't have arms. If he cut his feet, he's so angry to eat you, but he don't have feet to run after you. So the Israeli should understand that this enemy should not be only scratched. You should cut their arms so they cannot run after you no more. I'm not waiting to see your training. Everybody knows that the Israeli Air Force is the best in the world. I mean, this is not even something I'm waiting for. Are you serious? We are waiting to see your training? We want to see the result of the training. What you will do exactly? Are you going to do what Joe Biden he told you to do? Or you will do what nation need to be done? You know, terrorism have a fuel. And the fuel is, you shoot at me, you don't kill me. I continue. I teach my kids to go and finish what I could not finish. And that will continue forever. The only way to stop the fire is to burn all the wood. Big fire. Small fire will continue forever because still there's a lot of wood. So what the Israelis need to understand, that tomorrow will not be better if they did not finish the job today. If we go back to so-called war with Hezbollah, because this is not war yet. You see, the Israeli, because they are doing, they have, you know, it's democracy, if we can say. And democracy means you can win election, you can lose election. So they are worried about election. They are not worried too much about victory. So they are trying to occupy the territories of the terrorist by the less casualty slowly. But for how long you can be patient and how long you can stay and wait. It's about, if you do it this way, it's a game of who have more patience. If you want to finish it fast, which is better for you, casualty should not be too much important as long as it's acceptable. It's a war anyway. Do you think you can win a war without shedding blood, your own blood? No, you have to. There's no choice. But then, if Israel advance and took, if I am in charge, I will take half of Lebanon. At least. And then you want to go and war with me? Well, half of the country will be displaced. Then all the Lebanese themselves, they will fight against Hezbollah. Look what happened because of you. Until now, Israelis are focusing on attacking Hezbollah only. So the rest are relaxing because nobody getting hurt. But there is many enemies of Israel in Lebanon, not necessarily only Hezbollah. In order to make the whole country go against Hezbollah, you have to hurt all the country. Everybody. So the one who is talking in radio station against Hezbollah, tomorrow will bear arm against Hezbollah. So the plan of Israel should change and should switch from just taking little part of Lebanon, seeking some security. That will not work, because simply long missiles, drones can go far, far, far. I mean, who care if you take all of Lebanon or not, if they can shoot a drone from Iraq? So this is not the game. The game is not really stopping Hezbollah from attacking you by taking a territory. The game is by making Hezbollah destroyed. And to do that, you have to create enemies which already exist. You have to raise forces from the local against Hezbollah. The Muslim Sunni, the Christians, the Druze. Lebanon is multi groups and religions, and the only native people there are the Christians. The rest are just, invaders. However, those groups, everyone he have one song. Myself. He don't care about the other person. So when things reach the point that this Israel is going to be a threat for all of us unless we get rid of Hezbollah, then all of them, they will bear arm against Hezbollah and they will demolish this terrorist party. And then only then you can force your rules. So Israel right now is hitting and focusing in Beirut mostly. There is like some other area like Baalbek here in Lebanon, which is a Shia territories. Those are all the hits is happening in Shia territories. In Baalbek here, this area is full of drug dealers, Shia drug dealers, because one of the huge income of Hezbollah is drugs, in case you do not know. And they smuggle it and they sell it around the world, and they make billions of dollars from that. For sure, other income is Iran. But now because they become, let us say, heavily armed, they control the area. Even the police don't go there. The army don't get, the Lebanese army don't dare to go there. So they have full control of the area, and who dare to come to stop us? So they are making a lot of money from drugs farming. This is Baalbek area. So Israel, instead of hitting safe of money where they are saving their money, what about hitting where they make the money? There is many chemical you can use to destroy a soil, can produce drugs for tens of years to come. Use it, because this is where the money coming from, drugs. So you can destroy all the income of Hezbollah, or most of it, and they will not be able to provide themselves with support of money. And without money, nobody work for you, even if you are a terrorist. If you don't pay me, I'm not going to go. Those terrorists, they have a family too. They have kids to feed. They have a wife, to rent. Renting for muta. They have to pay for the sex. Without money, in fact, even in normal life, like if you are married and your wife, she is home and you don't go to work. First day there's no food. She will say, honey, we have no food. Second day there's no food. She says, honey, there's no food. Third day she will throw some high heels on you. Fourth day she will ask for a divorce. So destroying the money and the income of Hezbollah is extremely important in order to accomplish destruction even inside the family, because money is the drive of everything. In fact, there's many people, they come to YouTube, even those who they call themselves Christians or even Muslims. If there's no money in YouTube, they would not come to YouTube. They would not even stop for a second. They would not waste their time. I was trying to read a comment in someone Christian channel. It says you have to be a member. You have, imagine, to join a membership, to read comment. This is how much they are desperate for money. You see the motive of money? To read a comment, you need to join a membership in YouTube. They want to make money from anything, and Hezbollah is no better. All they claim to be religious, but all the religious, in fact, they are not. They are businessmen. Take the money away, the intention and the motive of all of this will go. So to fight Hezbollah in Iran, you need to take the money away. We go back to Iran. Like, you know, there is a video actually here. Let me share it with you. We played this one. Yeah, this one is in Arabic, but this is from the minister, from defense ministers of Israel in Arabic for the, you know, for the Arabic propaganda. Is explained to you where the money is coming from, you know. So everybody knows that Hezbollah money is just, you know, many sources. They even own banks, even in Canada, even in Africa, even in etc. And the money which they make, you know, sponsor what they do. In the same time, Iran support them in case they need, you know. But the most support Iran produce, not only the money. I mean, money is not really a big part of it, as much it is what they have already, because what they have already become an investment to reinvest and make. But Iran is giving them the skills, the expertise, the technology, teaching them how to do things, how to operate things, give them the political cover around the world, diplomatic passport, even fake IDs, so they can be around the world. So the oil of Iran is making money. The oil of Iran make power. The power is powering Iran itself and powering Hezbollah. Hezbollah take the money they have and they reinvest it everywhere. So now they have Iran, which provide them in the beginning, but Iran now is not the major provider of money. It is what they have and what Iran supplying as additional. So how we can stop all of this? Simply by stopping the supply of Iran. Let us go to the map. We heard in the news that Israel is planning to attack refineries or maybe oil field in Iran, which is really attacking oil field is useless because they can fix that after a few weeks. But destroying refinery cannot be fixed even in 10 years, especially if you burn it, all of it. And this is alone is enough to collapse the regime, because this regime have terrorists to feed, money to pay, salary to provide. So if you take their money, already Iran in bankruptcy. Iran is short in every budget they have, even for military. So if you take away their oil supply, which is the major income, if not the only income they have, then the regime will collapse. So Israel should not listen to the American. You know, those American, they are worried about gas price. Oh, gas price will get high. Well, this is stupid of you. You know, first of all, open your oil production in USA, and then nobody will need Iran oil anyway. You have too much of it. You are hiding it for who? We have oil enough for 1,000 years from now. Even more. Nobody knows even what we have. So the supply of oil of Iran must be destroyed. And not to mention, they have to destroy their nuke facility. Let us say, by doing that, you are taking Iran to the Kiev time. And then revolutionary will happen inside Iran. You do not need to fight the regime yourself no more, because the people in Iran who are going to starve from hunger, they are going to cause the regime to collapse. You see, hunger is the key to collapse any regime. People, they can, like, okay, Democrat now in America, they are censoring our videos, they are blocking our account in Facebook. We speak against them, but we don't go and bear arm in the street. Why? Because we are not really going so desperate. Hunger is not a choice. Hunger is where people, they cannot take it no more. People, they go and revolt. This is a different story. You can accept things, you can tolerate, you can compromise, as long your kids are eating, and you have heat in your house, and you have food on the table, and your wife is still calling you honey because you are providing. But the second all of this is gone, the honeymoon is over, even with your wife, because you are not honey no more. There's no honey coming from you. You are useless. And this is what will happen to the honey of Iran. So the honey of the regime, or the honeymoon of the regime, will be over when Israel destroy all the money income they have and set them back to cave time. It's going to take them forever to recover, and before they finish the recovery or reach the point of recovery, the regime will collapse for sure. So we see in the news, like a statement like those sound good, but this is not really what we want. We want a hit where the beast will go down in his knee, and when the beast go down in his knee, every little midget will take a bite or put stab on his back. The beast is the regime of Iran. I'm not against, by the way, the people of Iran. A lot of Iranians, they are going to leave Islam, and they are leaving Islam and coming to Christianity in a massive number. Sadly, we are talking about this as a desperate measure, not because we don't hate the Iranian. I believe Iran is going to be a very wonderful country in the future, a friend to Israel, and out of Islam, they will cast Islam under their feet. You see, people who live under Islamic regime is not the same as those who never live. Islam as an idea, like, we see a Muslim woman in TikTok, her breast is coming out, her skirt is 1 inch, and speaking about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Especially those convert, like, the trash of America. So she doesn't know what Islam is about. She thinks Islam is wearing hijab, and yet her breast is coming out, and she's wearing very tight jeans or tight, etc., and she have 10 kilograms of makeup in her face. And now she want to tell you about how amazing her life is. This is not Islam. Islam is when you walk in the street, if you don't have a guardian with you, you will be arrested. Islam is if you leave your house without permission of your husband, you will be arrested. Islam is if you try to fly by your own without permission from the husband, you will be arrested, and it will beat the hell of you. Islam is that you are a half a brain. You don't inherit the same money. You don't make the same money, and you don't even have money. The Muslim, they will say to you, no, this is not true. Muslim women, she can have her own property. I know. But a Muslim man, he will torture her, and he will make her leave all the property, even the one who gave her before he let her go. So, living under Islamic regime is not the same as Islam only. Like in Turkey, Erdogan, he makes speeches about Islam. He claimed to be a Muslim, but nightclubs is open. Women, they are wearing nothing in the street. I mean, if you search right now for nightlife in Turkey, you will not believe it what you will see. Naked women. So, in order to manage Islam is okay, they have not to practice Islam. This is the case in Turkey. It's like in China, they say they are communist, but communism is not practiced when it's come to reality. Like if you go to China, you will see how many billionaires. Rolls-Royce cars everywhere, Porsche, all expensive cars. Buildings are privately owned, huge, sky building. So it's a communist, but it's not. But in the case of Iran, they are forcing Islamic law, which is ugly, disgusting, and people are disgusted already. Not to mention the problems with ethnic groups, etc. Like there's more than 20 million from Azerbaijan, and there is many are Kurdish, etc. So there's many threats for those countries like Iran and Turkey. And those things all were raised when the peace is destroyed, or let us say is weakened. All right. IDF, this is just now news, as you see in the screen, uncovered document prove that 6 Al Jazeera TV, 6 of them journalists, are Hamas. Is that new? In fact, the owner of Al Jazeera TV is Hamas. Come on. The ruler of Qatar is Hamas. Why we don't say it? What do you mean Jazeera 6? 6 of them, all Jazeera TV is Hamas. That's funny, isn't it? But anyway, what you can say, they politically correct. You have to be politically correct in order to be in the world of politics. Anyway, the war in Lebanon is going really good. I'm glad that the Israeli are accomplishing a great accomplishment. We pray for those soldiers because war is on soldiers. Like the real war is in the soldiers. The guy who sits in the office, he just make decision, and by a signature, he can stop the war, he can start a war, he can. And those soldiers, they have nothing to do really with the decision. They do the decision, but in reality, they are the one who bring victory. They are the one who lose their blood. They are the one. Somebody will lose his arm, somebody will lose his foot, somebody will lose his head. A child will lose his father. War is ugly. It's not good. Nobody here is saying that war is something good. We are not saying that. What we are saying, you need to do what you need to do. You go to war when there is no other solution. But Muslims, they go to war because this is the only solution for them. This is the only language they understand. So if you think you can have peace with them, you are just a bunch of fools. Only foolish people, they will believe for a second that you can have peace with Muslims. Like now we hear that Saudi Arabia, they want to have a peace deal with Israel. That is a PS. The Saudi are desperately trying to sign a peace agreement with Israel. In fact, if not Hamas, October 7, already they will sign that. But that is not because they love Israel, but because they are terrified from Iran. You see, every one of the neighbors, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, all of them, they are praying to Allah, who does not exist, that Israel will destroy Iran. They cannot face Iran. Iran can swallow Saudi Arabia in 24 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. They can swallow Emirates in 2 hours. Bahrain already, if you go right now and search in Bahrain, the raise in Bahrain, or let us say the protest, and the Shia are the majority of Bahrain. They can take Bahrain in 2 seconds. So Iran, all what they need, if they send just a few thousand soldiers to Bahrain, already the country is Shia. The ruler have nothing to do with the people. The ruler is a Muslim Sunni. They are minority in Bahrain. That's why he is bringing fighters, soldiers from Pakistan, and he give them citizenship. And that's why they build this bridge here between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, hoping that that will deter the Iranian from taking over Bahrain. But Bahrain, as soon as the war started, Bahrain will be swallowed by Iran. Same as Emirat. Emirat is a very small, tiny country. It's not even a country. I mean, those countries, many of you are older than them. They don't exist. Same as Qatar. Like, I think Qatar is born 1973, 70 something. Somebody check it out. There's no Qatar. Thanks for the West, who create countries as they wish and they demolish them as they wish. So they said, okay, this is a country, have oil, let's make them a country. Let us make them a country. Those are a bunch of Bedouin. They never have a land. It's called Qatar. Same for Emirat. Emirat is a small, tiny land. There's nothing there except oil and desert. And they don't have population. They don't have population. I mean, it's like, the army of Singapore is way more powerful than the army of Emirat. Because Emirat, there's no local. I mean, if you check the population, you will find that the majority, they are the foreigners, 2 million foreigners, but 200,000 local, somebody asking who was owning Qatar before Qatari. My friend, it's not about who own it. It's about there's no country is called Qatar. Never exists. This is a country fabricated by support of the West, so they can. You see, the West, they think about it this way: if Emirat is part of Arabian Peninsula, if Oman is part of Arabian Peninsula, if Yemen, if all of them become one country, that is a problem because that will give them an extra power. So we divide them. We say, hey, you, Potato, Abdul, you take a shower once a year. We will make you a prince, all right? We will call it Kuwait. So that suddenly Kuwait is created. Kuwait historically is part of Iraq. So by taking Kuwait away from Iraq, Iraq became poorer, not stronger. Saddam Hussein tried to take it back. He attacked Kuwait. He occupied Kuwait in 2 hours. 2 hours. The army of Kuwait, which is an army of Billy, big Billy. Everybody, his Billy is like 9-month-old pregnant women. She will deliver a baby. In 2 hours, he took Kuwait. Same for the rest. So they create those countries to divide them and to make them enemy to each other. And they are enemies to each other. So now Qatar is an enemy of Saudi Arabia, enemy of Emirat, enemy of Bahrain. So by divide and conquer method is very successful. So those countries are created by the intelligence community in the West. Like, I don't know how many of you heard of a person, his name is Lawrence the Arabian. Lawrence the Arabian, there's a movie about him. Now, for sure, the movie is full of fictions, as usual. The West, Western movies are fictional too much, as even their reality. But they send a guy to train the Saudi or the Arab to attack the Ottoman Empire. And he created a revolution. It's called the Greatest Arab Revolutionary. Imagine a guy who's a foreigner. He is the one who behind it, not the Arab. And then the Ottoman Empire collapsed. You see what they do? So they send one guy, just one guy, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. One guy, Lawrence the Arabian. You can search for his name. I hope I'm not giving you too much headache. Again, there's too much fiction in the story you see online, but it is true. This person, he accomplished a lot of crazy stuff. It's like James Bond, but for real. This is a real James Bond. So Lawrence the Arabian, he is a real intelligent. He went to and he dressed as an Arab. He speaks fluent Arabic. Very smart person. He searched who is the most, let us say, person the Arab can join around him. He found, okay, there's a guy, his name Sharif Hussein. This guy, he claimed to be descended from Mohammed, which means he's a scumbag. Okay, we will bring this scumbag. We make him a king. We tell him, attack the Ottoman. We support you. We train your men. So the Ottoman was collapsing anyway. I mean, they are weakened already, and they don't have a massive army as before. So the Arabian, they join the one who is descendant from Prophet Muhammad. And this is what they created later, the kingdom of Syria, the kingdom of Iraq, and the kingdom of Jordan. Because this Sharif Hussein, he came to Jerusalem in the top of a donkey. Maybe we can show you some pictures. In the top of a horse or a camel. This is the grandfather of the king of Jordan now. All right, let us show you pictures. This is the guy they use to destroy the Ottoman Empire, at least in Arabian Peninsula. A Bedouin man, he is nobody. They convince him, we can support you, we can arm you, etc. We give you money. He have even salary from Her Majesty the Queen of England. So they brought him all the way to Jerusalem. With a bunch of Bedouin. This is him. as you see him in the picture. Uh, so he, they brought him, and he become now the ruler of the Bilad Sham, which is Syria, Jordan, etc. suddenly. And then he decide he have 3 sons. He will give each of them a kingdom. So he divided into Jordan, Syria, and Iraq. His sons in Syria and Iraq were killed. They make them shish kebab and hummus. But the one who they are in Jordan, they were protected by the British intelligence and the UK army for a long time, and later by the American. When the power shift from the Great Britain to be USA, then the one who protect the king of Jordan right now is the American. The guy is bankrupt. He have no oil. He have even no water. Even his water he buy it from Israel. So the situation now is that the king of Jordan, he is not a king really. He is just an agent, a CIA agent for America. And his job is to keep the border cool with Israel. But this guy, sooner or later, is going to collapse. How? As soon the economy collapse. Why the economy is not collapsing? Because America sponsored him, support him. As an example, they give him a free trade, a free import, money assistance, project assistance, development assistance, all kind of assistance. It's just to keep the guy and his so-called army, which is not an army, functioning. In certain time, like after the war in Iraq, because many Jordanians, they used to live and work in Saudi Arabia and in Kuwait. When Saddam Hussein attacked Kuwait, the Jordanian, which most of them now Palestinians, so-called, they call themselves Palestinian, they joined Saddam Hussein against Kuwait. So when the Kuwaiti took back their land by the help of the American, in a magical way, they kick all the Jordanian out of the country, same from Emirat, same from Bahrain, same from Saudi Arabia. Everybody spit them out. And that caused a disaster for Jordan. So Jordan now is one of the most poorest country in the Middle East. They have no resource, no oil, nothing. They have nothing. They are unlucky with anything. And even when the Israeli tried to help them, but because the king of Jordan is just a fool, he refused. How the Israeli wanted to help? This is the Dead Sea. The Israeli, they said to the stupid king of Jordan, who is not a king, he is just a display toy. They told him, listen, we can make your economy. I'm trying to. It's not working. Okay, hold on. All right. Maybe we can use. I'm trying to find the tools. I don't see the tools here. There is no tools. What about here? No. Yeah, to measure. Anyway, I was going to draw a line for you. They want to open a tunnel all the way from the Mediterranean, going all the way to the Dead Sea. And that tunnel will generate a lot of electricity, a lot of power, because remember, the Dead Sea is way lower than the Mediterranean Sea. In fact, this can solve what is called the global warming if it's true, because a lot of water will go down in this hole, which is massive, huge, and it's dead already. I mean, there's nothing there. Even the water almost disappeared. So that will refresh the sea, will make it alive again, and will create a massive amount of electricity. Because remember, you do not need to do anything. The water will keep running from the Mediterranean into the Dead Sea, generating electricity for you for free. In the same time, will bring rain, will bring trade. You can even import and export, using those tunnels as the tunnel, like as a connection between Jordan and the Mediterranean. Because remember, Jordan here, they have no access to the Mediterranean. So it was a revolutionary project. The Israeli, because they are smart, they can do it, and they asked them, let us do it. They said, no, we will not let the Jews involve in our land. Later, 20 years later, the king of the Jordan, he kissed the ass of the Israeli to do it again. They said, no, we do not need it no more. Bye-bye. Take care. Take a hike. Take a beer. So They lost opportunity to fix big problem for them, which can make all this area green and make a lot of wealth, for the people. At least, to feed yourself. They can't even feed themselves. They don't. Their farming is dead. They don't know what. There's no water even for the toilet seat in Jordan. Going back to our topic, we mentioned many things. All of those things is to understand the nature of your neighbors, your enemies. They are your enemies. They are not your friends. Jordan will never be a friend to Israel. Anyone who think for a second that Jordan will be a friend to Israel is just a stupid dumb. Those are Muslims, believe that killing every Jew is a duty, is a holy duty. Mohammed, he said that. That's it. There's no negotiation. It's not something we can fix. The only way to fix this is to delete the Islamic teaching, destroy Islam, and those people leave Islam. Then I can believe that peace agreement can happen. So to make it short, if we can make it short, because we'll never be short, the story is so complicated. In order for Israel to accomplish the mission, they have to cut the arms and the legs and the feet of Hezbollah, aka Iran, not to hit just a leader that does not do the job. The leader, this is a dragon have many heads. You cut one, another one will come. Who cares? So that is not the solution. The solution is to cut all the income they generate. And sorry, I was coughing. I had to mute the microphone. Let me get some water. So in order for this to happen, you have to destroy their income, and their income is coming from oil and drugs, and simply burn everything they have. Their ships in the ocean, no matter where they are, burn them all. They shot at you hundreds of missiles trying to destroy you, to burn your your income, your economy, to kill your citizen. So why you want to limit yourself? So if the Israeli right now, because Israel, they lost their opportunity 2 months ago. The Iranian, they hit and they send more than 300 missiles and 200 a drone. What the Israeli did? Nothing. Because they listened to Biden. Never listen to the American. Never, never, never. Americans don't care. They are doing politics. They have their election. They have their games. They are supporting, especially this regime now in America, they support a free Gaza. They support genocide against you. 90% of the Democrat, they are from the free Palestine. So you listen to who? Do what you need to do and let the American cry. And American, they need Israel. It's not the opposite, actually, in fact. I know many of you, they will say, no, Israel need America. I say to you that American, they need Israel more than Israel need America. Israel is not just a land full of migrants. This is the land belong to them. The migrant came back to their land. But those migrants are super smart, super intelligent. They are unique. If you go check right now about Nobel Prize for Science and count how many Jewish there, you will not believe it. Count how many Arab like me there, you will not find any. Few. My name is not there yet. So this is a unique nation. In fact, Americans themselves, they got their first nuke by a Jew, which means the victory of America. America became super powerful by the first nuke, which is made by a Jew. A Jew. So understanding the nature of this nation, we understand who need them and who don't. Russia themselves, they will not dare to go at war with Israel. Nobody will dare. Their power is massive. I mean, those people, they have nukes when, I mean, nukes is just a toy for them now. If they decide, they can finish this war in 2 seconds. So, you know, they should use their power, and don't worry what people will say about you. People, they hate you anyway. You're good, you're bad. It's still you're bad. The people are like, you know, I have two of my cousins. They went for hunting, and you know, we are Arab. We are very good in hunting. So the first cousin, he said to the second cousin, "Do you see that goat behind the tree?" The other cousin, he says to him, "This is not a goat, man. This is a bird." He said, "You want to bet?" He said, "Okay." He said, "Let us shoot. If it doesn't fly, it's a bird. If it doesn't fly, it's a goat." He said, "Okay." So they shot at the so-called goat, but the goat fly, so it's a bird. So he said to him, "See, I told you it's a bird." The other guy, he said to him, "It's a goat even if it doesn't fly." So Israel fly, but for those who hate Israel, they will consider it a goat, even if it doesn't fly. So if you worry about what they will say about you, they will say the same about you, no matter what you do, even if you are an angel. I mean, those people, they say the F word to Jesus, but Jesus never harmed them. So my friend, do what you need to do. It's your nation, it's your country, it's your future. You listen to the dumb, you will end with the dumb. Be smart, be vigilant, be strong. So we pray for Israel to have victory over those dummies. And we hope that the Israeli are going to hit and cut the arms and the legs of the feet of Iran. Don't scratch the beast. The beast will become more aggressive. Kill the beast. Cut the arm of the beast. Otherwise, we'll come back to you. And this time will become more aggressive. Don't shoot unless you mean it. I hope you guys, you have a good time listening to me today. I appreciate you when you don't have a comment. Thank you. Please don't have a comment, because comment is not. We have 2,000 comment about a woman back video. Suddenly the comment is like rain coming. But my videos, people don't make comment. I don't know. I mean, it looked like what we said doesn't make any sense, or nobody care. So anyway, I mean, if you are generous, we are not even asking for donation. Keep your money. Huh? Shall we make the same as those people who says to you, in order to make a comment, you have to join and pay? I mean, why people appreciate those who wanna suck your money, wanna you know, take it? I mean, I don't know what to say. Even to post a comment, they ask you to join so you can post. To read the comment, you have to join. I post my videos for free. In Patreon, everybody can see it. Nowhere, nobody required to do anything. All what we are asking you, can you please just say something, do something, share something. Be someone. And yes, I get angry when I see people don't care. And when people, they say to me, why you care for numbers? I'm not caring for numbers, I'm caring for a human, because those numbers are human. This is not numbers. As you see, we don't make money here. This is not a sales. But the more people they view, more human than you. And we can change things. So numbers mean humans. We don't have advertising. We don't have super chat. So the numbers here is not about money. The numbers is about how many human they learn something good to help them to change their mind about what they say about Israel. The lies they spread always in society. And just to remind you, we are now in the time of voting. Voting already started in USA. So if you are an American, go and vote for Trump. Go and vote for Trump. Otherwise, those stupid communists, they will destroy this country. They will make us the same as Venezuela. Migrant, they have 5-star hotel, and they are drug dealers. And those who lost their houses in the hurricane, they don't even have $1 in their pocket. The government don't have money for them, but they have money for a migrant who come from overseas, from Gaza. free ATM machine, hotel, health insurance. I don't have health insurance. I don't. This stupid government must go. If you want to support Israel, they must go. If you want to support yourself, they must go. If you want to support your food, your gas price, your children, your family, your housing, they must go. So go and vote. Because in case you don't want things to change, then stay home. But if you want to change things for good, for better, go and vote for Trump. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. And I will see you soon again. God is good, so is Jesus. I mean to that. Thank you for being here. Take care.